Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Going to be talking about every movie I watched last week, and yeah, let's hop right into it. I'm not feeling great right now, so I am going to kind of rush through this. I'm really not feeling good. I've had a rough weekend, so yeah, let's start it off with my least favorite of the week, which is also how I started the week with She's Having a Baby, directed by John Hughes. I finished my goal for watching all of John Hughes' directed movies this week. This was one of them. This is not a movie I enjoyed. These characters I did not enjoy. The movie I did not enjoy. Um, yeah, it is what it is. I ranked it a 33 out of 100, and it is my least favorite John Hughes film. Let's move on to The Piano, which is a Jane Campion film, which was another director goal for the year, which I just finished, and ranked it a 46 out of 100. I think it's okay. It's very kind of rapey, which I don't enjoy for obvious reasons. But yeah, I didn't enjoy this much either. But this movie did have the benefit of having a wonderful piano score, obviously. So that kind of made my viewing much better. Let's move on to Primate, which is a 2026 movie that I wanted to see in theaters this year that I didn't really get a chance to, unfortunately. It's not great by any means, but I had seen some positive reviews about this, especially recently. There was some positive reviews about how this is kind of just like a action gore fest, which I didn't really feel that way, and I didn't think the like Armageddon in this movie was to be praised as much as I'd seen it being praised. But anyways, a lot of people don't like this movie. A lot of people think it's decent. A lot of people seem to enjoy the carnage, but I just think it's fine. I ranked it a 53 out of 100. Let's move on to Selma, which I ranked a 66 out of 100. This is probably going to be the last of my Ava DuVernay goal as well. I believe I am done that now as well. So I made some progress on some of my goals for the week or for the year, sorry, because I've been struggling. I have not completed many of my goals yet so far this year, but I did this week. So Selma, I ranked it a 66 out of 100. I learned a little bit about Martin Luther King Jr., but frankly, I just don't know enough about him and really what he did for, I don't want to sound either racist or unintelligent, but for black rights, especially in America. But yeah, I wish I had to learn more about him in this film, but I guess that's not really what the film is about. Nonetheless, I ranked it a 66 out of 100. I think it's a decent movie. Let's move on to Uncle Buck, which I ranked a 68 out of 100. Another John Hughes movie. I did enjoy it. There's got a lot of like kind of it's family, but like found family almost, if you know what I mean. But it's definitely got some heart to it. And John Hughes, I really love as a director, and I mean even as a writer as well. He's written some very popular movies, like most of his movies, but as well as Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, stuff like that. So Uncle Buck ranked it a 68 out of 100. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty funny. Now let's move on to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I watched the sequel trilogy this weekend, and Rise of Skywalker is still my least favorite. It's not my least favorite of the franchise, though. After going through the entire franchise with Mel last year, it was my least favorite. This year, on rewatch, my least favorite is Solo, which I have the Rise of Skywalker ranked a 69 out of 100. Um, and last year I believe I had it at a 68. So it changed a little bit. It went up a little bit. To be honest, the more I watch this movie, the more I think differently about it. Last year, it was much more negatives. This year, rewatching it, there's honestly quite a few things in this movie that I enjoy. I made a big list of it. You can read it. But there's also some things I don't enjoy, obviously. There are probably more things that I don't enjoy than I do enjoy, but the things that I enjoy more than I don't, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. And this probably has my favorite intro to any Star Wars movie, apart from probably Revenge of the Sith. This is possibly my favorite. I love the Journey to Exegol, plus that score that's attached to it is fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorite John Williams scores. So Yeah, I mean, I ranked it a 69 out of 100. I wouldn't be surprised if this changes every time I watch it. Truthfully, that's kind of what Solo is too. Those two are just duking it out for the last spot on the list. So, anyways, let's move on to one of the themes of the week, which is the back rooms. Which, oh, sorry, my nose is really itchy. I think I have Betty hair in my nose. Anyways, The Backrooms Found Footage, which is a short film directed by Kane Parsons, which I watched after the feature film, which I was originally going to watch this first, but I didn't know if it would have been or would have been spoilery for the feature film. So I decided to wait, watch the feature film first, which I'll talk about in a moment. But this found footage short film, is good. I ranked it a 70 out of 100. Similarly to the found footage in the feature film, it's pretty good. And there are a few found footage horror films. This is the only one that's on Letterboxd that I could find, or for the Backrooms, I should say, at least directed by Kane Parsons. But yeah, nonetheless, ranked a 70 out of 100, which brings us to Backrooms, the feature film, which I ranked a 73 out of 100. I think this is damn good. I think there's a lot of moments in this, and seemingly everyone seems to think this right now. The first 50 minutes to an hour is really, really great. It's really, really great. It's so ominous. We don't know anything that's going on. The Backrooms is just thrilling, and that second found footage scene, the Christmas found footage scene, is so damn good. It's really fucking good. But unfortunately, the last hour, I guess, the last like 40 minutes, I guess, 50 minutes is not as good. And I typically praise a horror movie for having an ominous ending, not answering a lot of questions, kind of having an open ended film where there are a lot more questions than answers. This is a movie I feel like I really needed the answers more than the questions. And leaving the theater, I had much more questions than I did answers, which ultimately is kind of hurting my way of thinking about it, to be honest. And for whatever reason, I unintentionally have ranked three horror films that have been released in 2026 a 73 out of 100. And this is my least favorite of the three, I think. Maybe not. It might be my second. I don't know. It might be my first. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I ranked it a 73 out of 100. I think I think it's good. I think it's good. Let's move on to Murder Mystery, which I'm sure many of you are like, no way this guy has Murder Mystery ranked higher than Backrooms, but I do. Originally, watching Murder Mystery, I really didn't enjoy this movie. I've seen it before, I think when it came out, probably around the time it came out. And then I rewatched it a few years ago with Mel. It's one of Mel's favorite movies of all time. As you can see, I've liked four of her different reviews that she's ranked a 5 star each time. This is one of her perfect 100 out of 100 films. Don't judge, let a woman like what she likes. Um, and I enjoyed this a lot more than I remembered. I ranked it an 81 out of 100. I don't really remember enjoying it the first time around, but I really enjoyed it this time. And we didn't get a chance to watch the second one, but we'll probably watch it this week. I enjoyed the second one more than the first one last time, so we'll see what that looks like. Let's move on to Love and Basketball, which which I ranked at 82 out of 100. I believe directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, if I'm not mistaken. Let me fact check that because I probably should have before starting this, but yes, which is also one of my director goals for the year. I've seen a couple of her movies now. I've seen The Woman King, which is one I want to rewatch because I'd seen it years ago when it came out in theaters with my mom and my stepfather. And I got to rewatch it because I have it ranked at 4.5 stars. I'm not saying it wouldn't stay the same, but I don't think it's going to stay the same. I've also seen The Old Guard, but there's a couple other movies that I got to watch of hers. But this is really great. This is really, really great. I ranked it at 82 out of 100. I could honestly see myself probably liking this more on a rewatch. I really enjoy the story that we go through with these characters, and I typically find myself enjoying both characters. Q sometimes not as much, but especially when he's self sabotaging. But yeah, um, I don't know. It's a good movie, and it's a great romance, to be honest. Rated at 82 out of 100. It seems like this movie kind of felt like one of the most or one of the more authentic rom-coms I've seen in a long time. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Rom-coms, I guess romance movies, but anyways, let's move on to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which I ranked at 83 out of 100, which is the first time I've ever watched it. So shout out me and shout out John Hughes. This is my third favorite of John Hughes's films, behind Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and The Breakfast Club, which is my favorite, which is also one of my favorite movies of all time. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off, honestly, again, seems like a movie that I could probably enjoy more on a rewatch. Ranked it at 83 out of 100. It's really fun. It's quite funny. It's hilarious. It's extravagant, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So let's move on to The Last Jedi, which I ranked a 86 out of 100. At one point, this was probably my, I would have probably argued this was my favorite Star Wars movie, and then probably my second, then probably my third, then probably my fourth, but now it's like my fifth or sixth. It's not that I think it's getting worse, because I actually don't think it's getting worse anymore, but I just fell in love with other movies more than this one. And my love for this one definitely has diminished a little bit. But the first time I ever watched this, I ranked it like a 95 out of 100 because I thought it was amazing. Now it's like, now it's down to an 86. I still think that third act is fucking phenomenal, and it's one of the best in Star Wars, specifically when Luke pulls up. Um, and this scene, I mean, you can see the backdrop. It's literally probably my favorite shot out of all, all of fucking Star Wars. It's gorgeous and I love it. And I personally love what Ryan Johnson did with Luke Skywalker. I always have, and I think I always will. So 86 out of 100. And that brings us to my favorite watch of the week, which is my fourth favorite Star Wars film, which is The Force Awakens, which is also my 250th movie of the year. So that's cool. I ranked it a 94 out of 100. That's not changing. I don't know if it'll ever change. And yeah, I love this movie. I really, really love this movie. I know it's a New Hope rehashed, but um, there's a part of me that sometimes thinks it's better than A New Hope. I'm not gonna lie. It's really wonderful. I love this movie very, very much. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.